Hey guys, what is up? MTG back here with a video. In today's video, we're looking at a standard deck that actually is not going to rotate out that much. So the only things that are really going to rotate out are the Hinterland Harbor and Sulphur Falls. Other than that, everything else won't rotate out this year, so you're good to build this deck if you really want to. It is $470, so if you're new to standard, don't play this deck. But if you're a competitive player for standard, this deck might be for you. This is Team Art Elementals. We have 27 creatures. Let's hop into this. 4 Llanowar Elves, 1 green, 1/1, tap it for a green, so classic ramp right there. 4 Hydroid Krasis, X, a blue, and a green. 0/0. When you cast this spell, you gain half X life and draw half X cards, rounded down each time. Flying Trample, when it enters the battlefield, you make comes in with X +1/+1 counters on it. 4 Leafkin Druid, 1 in a green, 0/3, tap it for a green. If you control 4 or more creatures, add 2 green instead, and this is a Elemental Druid. 4 Paradise Druid, 1 in a green, 2/1, Elf Druid, has hexproof as long as it's untapped. Tap it for 1 mana of any color. 4 Risen Reef, one of the most overpowered cards at the moment, I think, in my opinion. 1 a green and a blue, 1/1 creature elemental. When Risen Reef or another elemental enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it into play tapped. If you don't, put the card onto the battlefield, put it into your hand. Absolutely insane card. 4 Omnath, Locust of the Royal. 1 a green, a blue, a red. 3/3 legendary creature elemental. When it enters the battlefield, it deals damage to any target equal to the number of elementals you control. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on target elemental you control. If you control 8 or more lands, draw a card. And to top off our creatures, 3 Cavalier of Thorns, 2 and 3 green, 5/6 Reach Elemental Knight. When it enters the battlefield, reveal the top 5 cards of your library. Put a land card from among them onto the battlefield and the rest into your graveyard. When it dies, you may exile it. If you do, put another target card from your graveyard on top of your library. Planeswalkers, we have 6 Planeswalkers. 4 Nissa, who shakes the world. 3 and 2 green, 5 loyalty to start with. Legendary Planeswalker Nissa. Whenever you tap a forest for mana, add an additional green mana. +1, put 3 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target non-creature land you control. Untap it. It becomes a 0/0 creature with vigilance and haste that's still a land. -6, you get an emblem. With lands you control have indestructible. Search your library for any number of forest cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. 2 Chandra Awakened Inferno, 4 and 2 red, 6 loyalty to start with. Legendary Planeswalker Chandra. It can't be countered. +2, each opponent gets an emblem at the beginning of your upkeep. This emblem deals 1 damage to you. -3, Chandra Awakened Inferno deals 3 damage to each non-elemental creature. -X, it deals X damage to the target creature or planeswalker. If a permanent dealt damage this way would die this turn, exile it instead. Spells, we have 1 spell, 1 mass manipulation, double X and quadruple blue. Sorcery, gain control of X target creatures and or planeswalkers. And we have 26 lands to start it off with. 4 Breeding Pools, Shockland for green and a blue, Forest Island. 5 Forests, 3 Hinterland Harbors, which like I said, these will rotate out eventually, so there are other substitutes. Hinterland Harbor enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a forest or island. Tap it for a green or a blue. 1 island, 3 steam vents, blue red Shockland. 4 Stomping Ground, green red Shockland. 2 Sulphur Falls, it comes into the battlefield tapped unless you control an island or a mountain. Tap it to add a blue or a red. 2 Temple of Epiphany, When it comes in tapped, and you get to scry 1 and tap it for a green or a red. And same thing, Temple of Mystery, except it is green and blue. We have 2 of those. And that is it for our land base. That is it for the main deck as well. So let's move over to the sideboard here. We have 15 cards in our sideboard, like normal. 2 Fry, 1 in a red. This spell can't be countered. It deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker that's white or blue. 4 Lava Coil, 1 in a red. Lava Coil deals 4 damage to target creature. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. 3 Negate, 1 in a blue. Counter target non-creature spell. This is obviously an instant speed. 2 Thrashing Brontodon, 1 in 2 green. 1 colorless. Sacrifice a Thrashing Brontodon. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. And then it's a 3/4 dinosaur. 1 Mass Manipulation. We already read over this, so I'm not going to read it again. Just the same thing. 3 Nullhide Feryx to top it off. 2 in 2 green. 6/6 Hexproof. You can't cast non-creature spells. 2 colorless. It loses all abilities until end of turn. Any player may activate this ability. If a spell or ability an opponent controls causes you to discard Nullhide Feryx, put it onto the battlefield instead of putting it into your graveyard. Pretty insane card. And that is it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you have any suggestions for this deck, what you would take out or put in. I'll see you guys on the next one. If you want to help support the channel, check out the links below. If you want to shop at Inked Gaming, use MTG Nerds 10 at checkout. That is code MTG Nerds 10, all caps, for 10% off your purchase. There'll be a link to Inked Gaming down below. You can use that at checkout, like I said, to get 10% off. And they sell amazing playmats, dice bags, sleeves, etc. Amazing website to get all your gaming needs. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.